All right. All right, this is for the Sagittarius risings when we talk about the astrology. So on the 5th of July, we got Mars moving into Taurus Sagittarius. And Mars has been in your 5th house and rules your 6th and 12th house. So it's been in your 5th house of pleasure, creativity, vices, all like that good stuff, all the good that 5th house is. And so it's been really doing good there. And now it's going, and also Mars rules your 6th house of day-to-day activities, of your health, and as well as your 12th house of your hidden enemies, your hidden self, your repressed desires, your self-sabotage. So there's going to be a slowdown and probably some conflicts and problems in because Mars, again, is in detriment in Taurus, and it was just in its home side in Aries. So there's going to be a really big emphasis on health and work for you guys, and like how we can better this and how we can maybe enjoy this more. We also have Mercury moving into Cancer on this day. Mercury rules your 10th house as well as your 7th house. So your 10th house of public image, of publishing, of, how you present yourself to the world, and your 7th house of relationships. And it is going into Cancer, which is your 8th house. And it's going to be, so you're going to really want to be taking care of things that are not yours, like taking care of necessities in the 8th house, like debts, anything that you owe to other people, all those kinds of like little stupid and annoying things. You're going to need to take care of that kind of stuff there with Mercury moving into Cancer. There's going to be a higher focus there of taking care of things that also probably are not, like more about the people around you, people that like maybe even owe you money. On the 13th, we had the full moon in Capricorn. So go back to the Venus retrograde that was happening at the end of this year, end of past last year, beginning of this year. So we had like that new moon in Capricorn. We had the Venus retrograde in Capricorn. And that, think about what you were going through then. Like, that's really like all about your 2nd house there. So like what started, especially in terms of career, work, money there, and like where are you now? So it's like, again, the moon, your 8th house ruler is in your 2nd house of money, of possessions, like, and you're going to be asking yourself, what are your needs? Also, what is yours versus what is other people's? What do you need? And like, how can you get that? What can you give? What can you not give? Like, it's really like taking like stock really of your resources as well as resources that have to do with other people. So money and resources are going to be really in your focus there. On the 16th, we have the Mercury Cazimi. So your 10th and your 7th house there with Mercury, your ruler, is combust on the Sun in the 8th house. With because the Sun is in Cancer and Mercury is also in Cancer, so it's going to be combusting like on the 8th house there for you guys. You're going to really focus on like, this is what I owe, this is what I need to take care of in the 8th house, and it's going to be 8th house again opposite Pluto, so that's going to bring a lot of this really intense energy to this Cazimi for you guys, and because again, it's Cazimi like with that like 7th house as well, so changing the playing field in terms of your relationships. It's going to be really intense in terms of like, how can we do this, like beginnings and endings in terms of how we approach relationships, as well as how we are involved with them, who we're with, like what we're looking for, etc. And on the 18th, we have Venus entering Cancer. Venus rules your 11th house as well as your 6th house, and it's going into your 8th house. So 11th house of friend, your 6th house, your 11th house of friends, communities, all that kind of stuff, and your 6th house of day-to-day, of your health, of your work day-to-day, etc. And it's going into your 8th house again of debts, of what you owe other people, of death, of endings, and it's going to be this, especially with Cancer, this is protecting kind of energy here, protecting and caring energy for friends, and contributing and sharing in this kind of like friendship group, or like with your closest individuals around you. So taking care of others, having others take care of you, with all this 8th house stuff, and all these 8th house transits are going to be very much like taking care of each other in terms of our friendships and our groups there. Anything that we owe each other, we're going to be working with that as well. On the 19th, we have Mercury moving into Leo, and Mercury rules your 10th and your 7th house. So again, that 10th house of your public image, of your publishing, of social media, all that stuff that puts your face right out there, and your 7th house of relationships. And it's going into your 9th house of spirituality, beliefs, occult, travel, higher education. So it's really going to be like focusing on that area of like, what gets you excited? Where do you feel excitement and pride in terms of your education, in terms of your beliefs, in terms of like traveling? Like, what do you want to do? Like, how can you get more into that? Like, and also because it has to do with 7th house, like what does this have to do with partners and relationships? Are we agreeing in these areas? Are we traveling with partners? Are we trying to plan these things? Do we have like, what are our beliefs in terms of that? Do they align? And on the 29th, we have the new moon in Leo. So the new moon is also in your 9th house as well. So it's going to be focused on new beginnings and like having a lot of intensity there, and focus on this kind of like new beginnings in terms of 9th house, your beliefs. Like I've been saying, your higher education, travel. Are you studying and traveling these things? Are you putting these things that you believe in and that you have to do with the 9th house, with occult beliefs, like spirituality, education, travel, into action? Are we doing that? Like, are we doing what we need to make these things happen? And then at the same day, though, unfortunately, we have Jupiter retrograding in Aries, and Jupiter's been in our 5th house of pleasure, of recreation, of fun. Like, so it's been like a really awesome time in terms of creativity, of fun, of like getting back into these things. And it's been like go with it. Like, can I do this? Can I do that? And having the belief and like, you know, running before even like starting to question yourself. And when it goes retrograde in Aries, you could be this crux of like losing some faith there, like, and you're gonna need to really like continue believing in yourself, and that's gonna be a little bit harder to do now. So yeah, we have that going on there. And loading. Alright, so I just want to make sure something's going on. I didn't know what time it was and what the battery was at, but we're good. Alright, so Sagittarius, let's get into your astrology, into your tarot here. And I'm actually going to go and use a deck I've been using a lot for like these more summary readings, because like I just think they're fun. We're going to use the, I don't know, I'm just going to call it the Golden Tarot, because I really don't know what this is called off the top of my head right now. It's like, I don't know, it's not Golden Renaissance, it's Golden, I don't know. Anyways, it's a Golden Tarot deck, it's shiny. And we're going to get into this here. Alright, Sagittarius. Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of July 2022. Let's see what we got here. How are we starting off this month? Nice. Okay. I like that. All right. I'm like digging this a little bit right now. You guys have like a lot of good cards coming out. I probably shouldn't say that. Not some energy or something. If you've been feeling really confused, like and dissatisfied with work and like what you need to do, I think you're gonna come to a point of understanding. You will know what to do. Believe in yourself. If you're looking to branch out and do something different, don't lose faith. This is definitely a time for you guys to prospect a path ahead. But you have some decisions to make that maybe you don't feel like you're ready to make. Alright. We'll pull some more cards here. Alright. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna leave that there for now. Oof, okay. I was hoping for a good reading. I'm really glad that you guys have a good one. But Sagittarians, like, you guys, like, make your own luck. So, like, I really, like, never have an issue, I feel like, with your readings. Because, like, even when things are bad, you're like, you know what? I'll just, like, fix it. Like, I'll make it better. Like, I can do that. And you're like, okay, maybe Sag would be able to, like, fix this issue somehow. Because you guys are magical or something. I don't know. But yeah, you're starting the month off here. The world is at your fingertips. You're at this point of a new chapter. Like, it really feels like things are culminating to a really amazing point. You're going to have a lot more control in saying what you do, what you want to do moving forward. So I really, really love that this is coming up here like this, because that's incredible. Like, the world is I mean, it's the first card out here, and it's like, just damn, like, the world is, like, coming to you is kind of how this feels like. Like, where do I want to go from here? I'm finally like, it's like this card of, like, stability, success, like, wow, I'm finally at this point, like, where it feels like I can do a lot more than I ever thought I could do, and I was ever able to before. And I love that. Sorry, I'm just gonna, like, fix this really quick here. Sorry, I was like, someone was about to knock that over, and I was like, don't trip on that, girl. All right, so continuing on here with the beginning of the month here, and like how we have this like month playing out. We have the King of Wands, which I love seeing this for you guys. It's like you are in this position of making things happen. However, with the Judgment card reversed, I do feel like the moment of change is here, but you might also feel really anxious and like nervous to do so. It could be like, I'm not really sure what to change. I'm not really sure like if I change this up, like will this work out for me? Will this happen? And I think it's really important to remember that you are the King of Wands in this situation. You're not a page, you're not a knight, you're not a Queen of Wands. Like King of Wands is like somebody who is in like a leadership like position, somebody who has it all, somebody who doesn't have to worry about like, do I need this, do I need that? It's like, no, you can make this happen. Like you have a lot more skill, a lot more power, a lot more oomph than you're giving yourself credit for. And Leo season, I feel they can, because I think it's like, again, what did I say? Was it that's 8th house? No, it's really 9th house for you actually. So again, it's like, do you believe in yourself? And with Jupiter going retrograde, like your ruling planet there, it could feel very much like, do I believe in myself? Like when that happens, it could feel very like, it could really throw you off of your confidence and off of your game. And with the Judgment card reversed, I would say like you might be less apt like to make the changes that you need to. However, I think that you will do so. I think it'll be just like, you have some decisions that you kind of feel like you're not ready to make, and you're like, if I make this decision, then like this decision down the road won't make sense. Like if I, buy this house now, then I'll never be able to move to this place, or I'll never be able to like, if I take this job, then like I won't be able to have time to do this thing. It's like you have some big decisions that you are coming to here, and I just want to say like I just think it's really incredible, because we have, oh my gosh, like, let's just start this off here. Ace of Swords, 2 of Wands. I'm sorry, 3 of Wands. So that's like, there's you're going to make a decision about which way to move forward, yes. However, you still kind of feel at a crux with like a very big life decision. It feels like almost like a life path. Like there's something bigger. Like, yes, I can make these small decisions, but I know that there's like, I need to be putting effort and time into like this much bigger decision that I know I'm going to have to make at some point. And it feels like it has a lot to do with like where you end up in life, like where you want to live, who you want to be. Like this is a lot more to do with like where you're headed. But Ace of Swords and 3 of Wands is like, you have you're going to figure out a new way forward. Maybe even a way that you weren't expecting. Maybe you kind of had this long-term-ish plan for something. And it's like, this month it's like susceptible to change. Like you're at a new point, again, with the world showing up like that. You have new, exciting things to figure into your plans. Things that maybe you didn't expect before. Like maybe even a relationship, maybe like more money than you expected, maybe a job offer, maybe you want to move somewhere differently than where you are at now, but it just feels like you're ready to like spread your wings and do something different, and you've been trying to figure out exactly where you need to do this, and you're going to figure out exactly where and exactly what it feels like this month. And 6 of Wands coming up there, like how to go through this, and like I'm just kind of looking at like more of like advice of like how do we deal with this, like what can we do. And we get the 2 of Swords, the Strength card, and the 6 of Wands. You will have success, and like you'll get through this. And as usual, 6 of Wands, like winner kind of energy of like, yeah, I did it again. And of course, I'm not surprised for you guys at all, and because you guys always seem to make this happen. But with that 2 of Swords there, it's like you might be like, again, uncertain about like how to choose a path. Like you feel like you need more information, you need more like to know like which choice to make here. Like I can't make this choice without like knowing X, Y, and Z. And the Strength card says like you have to approach this like anxiety, this fear, this not knowing with in a different way. You can't attack this and be frustrated, be angry. Like you're going to have to let this almost like sit and come to you, because it's like success happens. Like you're going to have to do some things that either you don't want to do, have conversations you don't want to do, or like you're not really interested in doing right now, you don't have the energy for it. But like if you do these things and you come to like a decision point here, like you're gonna get there. All right, like it's going to happen. Like it might feel like you'll never make this decision, you'll never be able to see everything, and it's kind of like with strength, with patience, with understanding, with not like approaching this from a stressed, anxious, freaked out perspective, like, you're gonna get there just fine. All right, in terms of love and relationships here, okay, like, I do feel like some of you guys have this, and I did see the Three of Swords pop out right away. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, I didn't, like, came out under some other cards, so I didn't, like, fully take it out, but I can't really ignore that it was there. And I do think that either that's something to do with healing that we have to go through a little bit more of, or, I'm sorry, I'm trying to grab these cards and keep knocking them over. But, yeah, the Six of Wands there and the Six of Cups, Seven of Wands is like, there's a nostalgic and also like a really deep connection. So for those of you who are meeting new people, it could feel like, you know, you've known this person before, like, and Seven of Wands is wanting to, I feel like, always fight for something, but it's also kind of being on the defensive and being like, I'm not gonna let anybody knock me down. Like, for some of you, it could be like, I don't want to put myself in a position to get hurt again if you're just starting to date. But there is this, like, and it could be that you're thinking of a past situation and being like, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to be in this position. Or maybe it's that you don't want to hurt somebody else again because you're not in the position to. So you're trying to, like, push this back in a certain way. However, I do feel like Ten of Wands or the Hierophant reverse, it's like, if you're willing to, like, be clear and upfront about this and, like, what you need, especially if, like, your needs are not traditional, like, especially because, again, when I get the Hierophant reverse, I feel like there's this, like, I always feel like this tradition turned on its head, like the traditional aspects of, like, marriage, of religion, of all this other stuff. It's like with the Ten of Wands reverse, there's a lightening of loads, like, and we're like, okay, this is actually, like, not a pressure that, like, it could be the other person, you'll find out, like, isn't pressure on you to, like, get married or settle down or commit in some huge way, and maybe that's what you were afraid of. But we need to talk about releasing the stress in what we're carrying. And if we're in a relationship, it feels like we're carrying a lot more in this traditional aspect and we don't want to be, then it's time to have a conversation about it, okay? But I just feel like you're gonna have this moment of, like, conversation of, like, releasing, like, what it is, again, you're fighting against out of fear. And once you do, I mean, like, this is what comes up here, Sag. We get the Ace of Coins and the Ace of Cups. It's a new solid beginning in terms of love and romance, but you have to be willing to, like, be open and upfront about some certain things, I guess, that you're either afraid to, or that you're, like, afraid to let yourself be vulnerable to feel again. And for, I'm getting for, like, some of you, but it's like at a certain point, like, you're gonna realize, like, you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to feel afraid, okay? Sagittarius, like, it looks like a really beautiful month for you. Again, communicate what you have to. It feels like there's gonna be a lot of communication online. Maybe you're meeting somebody online, but, like, there's a lot of communication to be had this month that I think will clear things up and move things forward really, really nicely. You just have to, like, be able and willing to put in the effort, okay? I don't think that's an issue for you, all right? So, Sagittarians, like, you guys are looking good over here. I'm going to start pulling some oracles for you instead now. Okay, I'm going to do oracles. Where did it go? Oh my gosh, I'll go over. Let's do Adoring Virtue, Love, and Romance. Angel Oracle card, English. Oh my gosh, so. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Messages of love for my Saggies. Chemistry. This is strong. There's a strong magnetic connection here. Ooh. That's never an issue for you guys, I think. And give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Again, it's like putting effort into there. It's like, do you want to ignore, like, you guys have chemistry? Do you want to ignore the situation, or do you want to actually work on it and have this go somewhere? I mean, it's up to you. You definitely have some decisions that you have to make this month that you have to realize, like, why you have certain fears, like making these decisions, like what's behind making the decisions, where they lead you. But it looks incredible for you guys this month in terms of that stuff. Let's look at a Power Deck card by Lynn B. Andrews for you guys. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'm really feeling this one. Let's just let it pop out. It's always best when that happens. Come on, give me one. transformation. The power of your intent leads you around the sacred wheel of endeavor. Begin today with trust and innocence in the early hours. Imagine a quiet pond and see the reflection of your true self. At noon, take a moment to close your eyes and dream. Image the transformation that this day offers you. Seek the strength and wisdom through your ability to love to bring this transformation into action and into the words you speak. At night, give thanks for the illumination you have found. Know that the form of your intent leads you to the power of transformation. So, Sagittarius, those are your messages for July. Do remember to give me a follow over here on Twitch to check out my streams of tarot and astrology, as well as other content, other fun stuff that we do. And do make sure to subscribe